heartbroken. Let's go.
I know it's been a while, and I wish I so like with all my heart. I wish I were able to say a lot has happened, but really, not much has. Okay, so a lot did happen in Johannesburg. I'm back at home now. I had to move back into my mom's house for reasons I am going to explain to you today, because I am back. So in the first couple of weeks when I got back home, like I visited a friend of mine whom I've been friends with for quite some time, and we had a really great time. Like I had some money saved up, and so that's the money I kind of was using to travel a little bit. A friend of mine got married, and it was so beautiful. It was really inspiring. Sean and Dulu, thank you guys so much. And then I visited a friend of mine, Kat. I lived with him for like 2 weeks. And Kat, to you, thank you so much for the hospitality, right? I was going through stuff, and I needed people who I could spend some time with and really kind of be happy with myself and everything that was happening. Okay, so got back home, and I didn't do much. I'm sure you guys already noticed I cut my hair. I'll explain that in a little bit, but yes, so I moved back home, even though I'm still paying for my apartment in Johannesburg for some reason. That's fine. Moved back home, and I didn't do much. Like all I would do is sleep, and if I wasn't sleeping in my room, I would be sleeping in the living room. And if I felt like a fallen king. I felt like everything wasn't going according to plan, and that at some stage I felt like my life had come to a pause. But because obviously it was unintended, it wasn't exactly nice. It really, like, it was a downhill, and it was scary. Okay. But long story short, a lot of people just did not understand. Like, especially because I'm expected, unfortunately, to be someone would say unfortunately. Okay, anyways, unfortunately, because I'm expected to be the one that's a little stronger, and the guy that everybody comes and pour their hearts out to, I wasn't able to do that with anyone, and I'm a talker, so I would talk about it, but no one really listened. And because I'm good at pretending, that's what would go down for the most part, or the most time. But yeah, because you guys are so much lucky, I'm gonna use a little bit of animation to explain everything that happened. And thank you so much for tuning in. I know it's been a really long time, and I owe you guys an apology, but hey, I hope you enjoy.
Hello, my name is Mpo, or Mpo, as many of you would call me. I worked at a school called Lens Public School, and on a daily basis I would go to Lens Public for work, and God knows I really loved that place. But little did I know that it's a place that had people that I would call the Three Musketeers. Now these guys made sure that my life would be a living hell. They made sure, or they're the reason why I'm narrating this story to you today. So long story short, the Three Musketeers made sure to destroy me and everything I was in the school. I'm not going to name who they were, but these are men who were shameless and would sleep with their own children. They literally would do anything. Because I mean, sex predators have tendencies, right? Anyways, they broke my heart. It was really just broken. So, a lot of things happened in Johannesburg. I lived with a friend of mine and her children. I don't really want to dive into that today, but I will one day. Let me take you to the next part of the story. So I had to pack up my things from Johannesburg and move. When I got home, I had a lot of people just cheering for me. And no one knew what I was going through, you know. Everybody seemed so unaware. And I mean, I tried to talk to people about it, but it just, you know, people never really seem to pay attention when you're going through something, especially when they expect you to be the one to like take care of everyone and all of that stuff. So, I had a really tough time. Even though on the outside I looked like I had everything in control. I mean, I traveled a lot with the little money that I had saved up. I did a lot of things for someone who was out of his job. Some of you know that I've posted plenty, or a couple of videos on YouTube showing just how great my life is and all of that stuff. Yeah, I really did. I was enjoying myself, but little did I know that at some stage all of that would get boring and that I would feel as empty as I did. I was depressed. And I mean, believe it or not, it is quite an illness because you can get healed from it. Because as we speak, I'm the most happiest person I know. I'm at a better place. But let me explain to you how I got all of that. Okay? I went into a deep mode of prayer. It's the only thing I knew. Jesus, or God, is the only thing that ever made sense whenever I was going through something, even in varsity or high school. So that's what I went back to. Now, in between the two places, you would understand the mountain kind of elevates you. I wasn't necessarily going to a physical mountain, but I call it a prayer mountain because it's the highest. Mountains are usually the highest places you can be, and that makes me feel closer to God. And I mean, growing up, I would go to a mountain for prayer with some of my friends who were at the time born again. So, yes, I went back to prayer, and then I started praying, and everything started to make sense. I know it's kind of crazy, but it actually is the truth. I have found comfort and I've found happiness in Christ. I'm going to tell you something. I mean, my book came out at some stage, Finding Me Now. Came out, that didn't make me happy. I was still heartbroken. A lot of things were going great, but I was still heartbroken. That did not make any sense. Then, as I said, I found God, the only thing that makes sense. And that came with a lot of things. I mean, I went into a serious no-fap journey, which I'm still undergoing as we speak. I went back to church. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm the happiest I've ever been. I found happiness in celibacy, and I'm the most productive anyone can be. So if you're watching this video and you're depressed, I want you to know that you're not alone, and that if no one around you is listening, there's someone out there who would be willing to listen when no one else is, and that person is Jesus Christ. And the other thing else is to find somebody that you're really close to, that you can talk to, who would be willing to listen and understand exactly what it is you're going through. If you can't speak to anyone close to you, it's always great to see a professional, somebody that's going to hold your hand through the journey and not only tell you it's going to be okay, not say you've got a lot to be grateful for, not say to you, look at the amount of people are supporting you. Someone that's really going to understand that you're sick and that you can't say to someone with asthma, how are you not able to breathe when there's so much air? Because in reality, these things happen even when we're deemed and even when we look the happiest we can be. I crushed depression, and I want you to do the same.
And I can have it all. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Level up, 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 level up. All the fun is so young, all the stuff so young. All you want is young.